have something amazing for y'all. Okay, today is something so good, so delicious. Probably one of my top favorites. Kentucky butter pound cake. Oh my god. And this is probably one of the most simplest recipes that you could ever make. You cannot mess this up. Literally, you cannot. There's no way. If you mess this up, I have no clue. I don't know what to tell you. So, if you love butter, this is the recipe for you. If you love butter as much as some people really love bacon, people think you can put bacon on everything. Although I love bacon, but I can't imagine that on everything. Yeah, probably not. But this Kentucky butter cake you can have for breakfast, you can have for lunch, you could have it for snack, you can take it to work, give it to coworkers, you can take it to a family gathering. I actually eat it with my coffee or with my tea. So yeah, and probably the best way to eat this, warmed up with vanilla ice cream. Oh my god. Talking about something that's like heaven. Oh my god, you gotta try it. You guys, okay, enough of all that. Let's dive into the video. Alright guys, let's jump into this video. I do want to tell you, if you see any ingredients that are more than what I showed in the beginning of the video, that is normally because I'm doing a double batch or a batch and a half. So, just wanted to put that out there. As you can tell, this butter is room temperature. I normally cream it up a little bit before I add anything to it. I learned how to crack eggs like this, basically hitting them on top of each other, by another YouTuber that does macaroons. And I saw her do that and I was like, ah, that looks so much easier than trying to crack it on the counter or side of a bowl. So yeah, I've been doing it ever since. You always add one egg at a time because you want to incorporate each one prior to putting in the other. Don't you just love vanilla? This I didn't show in the beginning of the video, which is butter extract. What I'm putting in there is just a half of a tablespoon of it. Just makes the cake a lot more vibrant. And that again is some mayonnaise. You cannot taste the mayonnaise at all. It just makes it so much more fluffier. And keep in mind what mayonnaise is actually made of: oil and eggs, among other things. So this is going to be salt, baking powder, and baking soda. And as you guys probably have seen some of my other videos, when I'm baking, I don't really sift anything. I use a whisk and I mix it up really well with my whisk, and that does the job. So what I'm doing here, I add the flour, then I add the liquid, which is the buttermilk, then I add the flour again, and then I add the liquid. You always end with the flour. Always. So I actually take a dish towel, and I learned this from another YouTuber as well, by covering your stand mixer because of the flour flying everywhere, especially if you make a huge batch like this. I mean, I have a 7-quart mixer, which is a pretty large one, and you can imagine this being a double batch. Look how high it is up against the bowl. So me adding more flour to it, that flour would have just been all over me and everywhere else. There's more things to clean up. No thank you. Yeah, I'm a little OCD when it comes to cleaning up the paddle. Can't help it. So I use my spatula to add it in. Most people just tip it in. I'd prefer not to. Just kind of make it even all the way around. That's just something that I do. Sometimes I use measuring cups to do it, but you can do it however you like. It's all going in the pan. This is actually going to cook on 325 for about 60 minutes, which you'll see here in a minute. But it's better to do low and slow. They come out perfect, literally perfect. Y'all don't be talking about my socks. It is Christmas. Alright y'all, so we are about to make this butter glaze that's going to go on top of the pound cake. It's a pretty simple recipe as well. I'm making a double batch, so if you see extra ingredients go in, understand that it is a double batch. And I did add a little butter extract to the mix as well. And you always add salt. Well, it looks like our cake is done. Ooh, look at that. Look how pretty. And there's our butter glaze. Gets kind of frothy. I actually like to put the glaze on the cake while it's still hot. And reason being, because it creates this sugary, buttery, delicious crust over the top of it. It's absolutely delicious. So normally what you do, you poke holes. It's not going to mess up the cake, so don't think that it will. Just be slightly gentle, but remember it's still super hot. But you poke holes all around the cake. And then you tip the deliciousness on top. I put a parchment paper underneath because, of course, it may just kind of drizzle out, and I'm not trying to clean up my counter again because I already have OCD cleaning it 50,000 times. Check out the B-roll. So I normally do this about 3 times I tip literally 3 times. And the reason I'm pulling the cake out from the sides is so that the butter sauce can drip down the sides. Look at that. It actually starts to get crystallized on top. It looks wet, but it's not. Alright, y'all. Time to cut the cake. Let's see what this is gonna look like. Oh my god. Absolute perfection. Look at that. That belongs in somebody's cafe. Wow, look at that crumb. Sexy, sexy.
Ay, give me the chip, I need the championship. Wait, we got a drink next to the team. Yeah, we get.
Look at that. Do y'all see all of the butter right there and right there? My cake fell on the table. What? I got it. It's back. Anyways, I got it fell on the table. Okay, guys, look at that. Oh my god, look at that. It's so good. I gotta taste a piece again. Why not? So good. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video. You have to try this recipe. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below and let me know how your cake turns out. You cannot mess this up, as I said before. You can't. There's no way. So, I know everybody's ovens are a little bit different, but 325. You got this. Well, if you feel like you learned something today, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Also, if you plan on making this recipe, go ahead and give me a thumbs up as well. If you know anybody that has been looking for a really delicious, fluffy, airy, buttery recipe like this, go ahead and share it. Why not? And remember, it's a lot easier to hate somebody and a lot harder to be kind. Embrace love, and remember, smiles are contagious. Thank you for watching.